Drew did ask me to just give you a little background, so I will just speak for a minute and then we will sing all of the programme consecutively. Barbara Strozzi was from Venice. She was the most published composer in Venice in the 1600s of secular songs, and she actually made a living from performing and publishing her songs and teaching, which was quite something because she couldn't have any patronage from the church at those times. Florence Price is a the first black female composer in America to have a symphony played by the Chicago National Symphony Orchestra in the 1932. Nadia Boulanger was a composer and a teacher and changed the face of composition in the 20th century, teaching people like Copland, for example, and hundreds more composition. Carolina Bella Vittoria is a contemporary composer who writes religious and secular songs.
And she's present today?
And she's present today in the auditorium. Avril Coleridge-Taylor is a lesser-known composer who lived in Croydon. Her father was Samuel Coleridge-Taylor. I noticed that we have Mr. Taylor Coleridge, the poet, buried nearby, but Coleridge-Taylor was a very famous composer of Hiawatha's Wedding Feast and shot to fame, and both his children, Avril and his son Hiawatha, also composed. Consuelo Velázquez is a Mexican composer. She wrote a very famous jazz classic, Bésame Mucho, which some of you will probably recognize. And again, the reason I've chosen these pieces is because Bésame Mucho was written in 1932 when Consuelo was only 16, and it became a huge international worldwide hit and still is. And Florence Price also won the competition for her symphony in 1932. So you can see this real diversity and spread of music going on in the programme. Madeline Dring is one of ours. She lived in Streatham, just up the road from where I live. It was a lover and his lass, choosing to set a poem from Shakespeare's plays. Very jazzy as well. Then we move across to Russia, to Alexandra Pakhmutova, who wrote a song about the first astronaut to orbit the Earth, and his name was?
Yuri Gagarin.
Yuri Gagarin, and it's a lament to say, I hope, the Earth is poorer without you, please come back. Then we have our last song, Queen Lily Wakalani, who wrote, we're going to do Amy Beach first, The Years at the Spring, and this is a setting of a poem by Browning, Robert Browning, yes. Okay, and then we have a little encore for you. Thank you for coming, and I really think you'll enjoy this programme. Spoke of desperation when the stars, the fates have no pity, and your anguish is so great that you can barely draw breath. The next song is Florence Price, Song to the Dark Virgin.
Shattered jewel, that all my shining brilliance might fall at thy feet, thou dark one. Would that I were a garment, a shimmering silk and garment, that all my faults might wrap about thy body. Absorb thy
And there she was 100 years ago, rewriting the definition of beauty. Next, Nadia Boulanger, a lovely song about lovers, telling them to hide away. Chanson.
Les lilas sont d'Argentine, cache, cache, et les roses sont jolies. Cachez-vous, tirez les rideaux, et sous les vertes feuilles. Cachez-vous, oh, 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 oh. L'amour est baisé, oh, oh, la belle, oh, 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 la plus belle, c'est toi. Beau Seigneur, c'est dame belle, dans vos atours de dentelle. Aimez-vous, tirez les rideaux, que voudrait mon âme? Aimez-vous, oh, 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 amour et baiser, oh, la belle, oh, oh, la plus belle, c'est toi.
Finishes off that one, the most beautiful is you. And now we have a religious song, a setting of Our Father which art in heaven.
By Caroline Goodwin.
Padre nostro che sei nei cieli, sia santificato il tuo nome, il tuo regno venga. La tua volontà sia fatta in terra come in cielo. Tacci oggi il nostro pane quotidiano, e rimettici i nostri debiti, come noi ancora li rimettiamo ai nostri debitori, e non darci in tentazione, ma ci liberi dal mal, perciò che il tuo è il regno, la potenza e la gloria in sempiterno. Tuo è il regno, la potenza e la gloria.
Have you guessed who Carolina Della Vittoria might be? She's here today.
Sorry, I missed that.
I said the composer of the Dalla
Is who?
Fada is here in the audience,
Oh.
and it's it's an elegant translation of my name.
That's my mom's name, Bella, as well, so.
Ah, lovely. Okay, we are now moving on to Avril Coleridge-Taylor, who was a mixed-race composer, lived in Croydon. Yes. At the beginning of the 20th century, and was very successful in her lifetime. All these women were extremely successful, sort of pop star successful in their lifetimes. Avril wasn't particularly interested in the race question until she had all of her commissions taken away from her in South Africa, because they realised that although she looked white, her father was black and her grandfather was from Africa. This is a very sweet song. It's a little lullaby called Mr. Sun.
I'm off to bed, Mr. Sun, and I see you're going to bed down there in the sky. So I'll say good night to you. My mother stoops and kisses me. That's what I like the best. Who says good night to you, Mr. Sun, as you sing low down in the west? It can't be mother that I know. She couldn't reach so far. I think it must be the angel who lights the evening star.
Next we move to Beza Nemusho, Kiss Me a Lot by Consuelo Velasquez, and it was actually banned at the time because it was found to be just too hot, you know, too suggestive, and it stayed with us in our jazz repertoire ever since.
Como si fuera esta noche la última vez.
to medieval England. It was a lover and his lass by our neighbour from Streatham.
It was a love and his lass, with a hey to ho and a hey nonny no, that through the green cornfield did pass in the springtime, the only pretty ringtime. Springtime, the only pretty ringtime. When birds do sing, ding ding ding, sweet lovers, sweet lovers, love the spring. Beneath the acres of the rye, these pretty country folk would lie, these pretty country folk would lie. This carol, this carol, this carol they began that how that life, how that life, how that life has got to flow. And therefore take the present time with a hey no and a hey nonny no, for love is crowned with the prime in the springtime, the only pretty ringtime. Springtime, the only pretty ringtime. When birds do sing, ding ding ding, sweet lovers, sweet lovers, lovers, sweet lovers, love the spring.
When we do this one down in Brighton, where Jana lives, all her Russian friends are in absolute floods of tears.
So next one is Tenderness by Alexandra Pakhmatova. She's still alive. She is 95 years old. She's a very famous Soviet composer. Mostly she wrote for cinema music. And this is a very famous song that she's dedicated to Yuri Gagarin. And it's not actually about his flight, but it's about the woman who is waiting for him back to the earth.
Опустила без тебя
hero to come back from the stars.
Jana and I are wondering whether to do Aloha Away first and Amy Beach last, or the other way round. Shall we ask the audience what they'd like?
Okay.
Would you like Years at the Spring or Aloha Away, which is a Hawaiian song?
Hawaiian. Okay.
We have the Hawaiian one.
Hawaiian first.
Cheeky.
Ukulele.
I am a singer primarily. Survived the cold. This is a song of goodbye from the last Queen of Hawaii that she wrote after the America annexed and invaded and occupied Hawaii in 1898. And she told her people, don't resist because they will exterminate every last one of us. And this is the song that she wrote to say farewell to her country. And I'm sure you will all recognise it because it's been taken by Looney Tunes, Disney and everybody in any scene that has anything to do with Hawaii. And it was written by this wonderful woman. We've run over time, I think, so we'll just get straight on with our encore piece, which is by Amy Beach, the first American woman who was actually able to make a very famous career as a female composer in the late 19th century. The years of spring, the days in the morn, mornings at 7, the the snails on the throne.
that is the end. There's not another encore.
No.
Our loss.
We
And
have,
the loss of everybody who actually didn't turn up this afternoon. I
Thank you.
can't thank you enough for that really lovely